So for our reverse single leg Romanian deadlift with a cable flexion over pressure, we're going to basically have a cable or band behind us. I'll use this right, guys, so we can kind of see it. So this is going to be anchored behind us. About shoulder height is decent. A little bit of elevation, not too big of a deal. So pretty much we're going to have the band over the opposite shoulder of the leg we're going to be standing on. So when we go forward to a single leg RDL, it's going to make us use a little bit of active hip flexion on the front side with a little bit across the abs. It usually helps get a little bit of front side pull while we're then having to stabilize with more the back side to keep us from falling over. So it's both sides are kind of working simultaneously. So on top of our standard pattern, adds a little extra load, a little extra challenge. It kind of gets like anterior and posterior hip to sort of like communicate a little bit better and hold everything, kind of centrate in the socket. So once again, so if I have it over my right shoulder, it'll be pulling forward through my left hip, hitting that left hip flexor, holding into it. You can usually hold the bottom for like 8 to 10 seconds to get a decent pull on it. You can switch off to the other side. So over the left shoulder, be standing on the right leg, back leg straight, rooted foot, pulling forward into it. We can hold at the bottom for a little bit and kind of feel the arch and the hip talking to each other and making sure everything's happy and the knee in the middle. But basically that's a band reverse single leg RDL. Not a lot of tension on it. All the same form points of the single leg Romanian deadlift kind of get into it, and all our airplane, helicopter, all those other kind of guys. So the straight back leg, rooted foot, even pressure, if anything, a slight sit back into the heel of anything for the stance. One of the major errors with this can be when we start to go forward too much, we'll start to lean forward onto our toes, so we'll be hanging on our quad and IT band. So when we get to that full forward posture, almost want to think of like sitting back into the heel and the hip just a little bit to make sure we're not leaning and hanging on like that TFL IT band on the outside thigh. So that's probably the biggest sin that you'll run into with this one. But otherwise, give that a shot, have fun, and feel better.